right, this is the next video. The category is about poetry for children, and I don't have a ton of poetry for children, but I do have two really incredible books. One is better than the other one, I think, but I think both are worth talking about and recommending. And then I just have another book too that I'm going to talk about in a minute. The first one is called Poems to Read to the Very Young. This book is very old. We actually got it used. I'm trying to think about, we got this for our family for Christmas of 2023. I'm trying to find like when the first one of this came out. 1959 maybe was the first one of this. And so these are just really incredible books. Like this is a really sweet book that you can just incorporate maybe into your quiet morning time, or like there's even one for a birthday child, or for a 5-year-old. Just like everyday life, but just poems that are just really sweet. They even have animals. Obviously, I'm not super familiar with this one. A lot of these books I forgot about because they were on Henry's shelves when I was looking for beautiful books. So this will be one that we revisit in the next few weeks, just because it's such a beautiful classic. It is. I know that there are people who have memorized these when they were kids and they still remember them because they're just so good and sweet. So this one is a really great recommendation, I think. The next one is called A Child's Garden of Verses. This is probably one of the most popular children's poetry books that people recommend on a normal basis. But again, this one, we got this in Christmas of 2019. So we obviously do Christmas, but we do books a lot for Christmas. But like, look at these beautiful, just incredible little drawings with each poem. Like, has a pirate story, and you can see these little boys acting like pirates. Like, it just opens up a world that we just forget sometimes if we're just going through the everyday motions of life. And these little books, they just kind of help us stop and remember the good aspects of our lives. And so yeah, I would definitely recommend this, especially if poetry's not your thing. Getting a book of poetry for kids would help you kind of get your toes wet a little bit, because again, like when you read these poems, it just refreshes you and it re-inspires you about like the good things that we take for granted every day. So this is a great recommendation for a child's poetry book. And this is a great bedtime book too. We did this with Henry when he was little, before bed. So my last recommendation isn't necessarily beautifully illustrated, but if you want to try to incorporate poetry into your school rhythm or routine, this is a great resource. The front is beautiful, obviously, but it's just a nature poem for every day of the year. So with that, you can just find the date. Like I'm looking, our date is September 30th. Today's poem was by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken, a very well-known poem. So they have poems of all different types. Old poems like the one from yesterday is called The Swallows, and that's from a man James Thompson, who lived from 1700 to 1748. So it has a great wide range of different poems. But if you just want to try to get poetry into your homeschool or even just life routine, this is a great resource to have that already has the date. You just read that poem, and when your kids are older, you can even ask, like, okay, like, what is this poem talking about? It really is a great resource, I think. So yeah, those are my 3 poetry category books.